Yo, shout out to the chat. Knicks and Bruises, we back. Yo, Black, it's time. Got my guy Shuttle in the building. Salute to you, Shuttle. What's going on with you?
All
How you
aboard.
feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. 2024 is off to an amazing start for me and for the Knicks. So, you know, everything is beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I know you didn't make the post game last night, so we could talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
Break that down. Get your thoughts on that.
I was on the check-in.
Nah, I seen you. Well, I'm saying we ain't get your, you know what I mean? We ain't
Oh
get
yeah,
your thoughts and views. So, what's your thoughts on last night's game? And then we're gonna talk about this matchup, Haliburton versus Brunson.
nah, I'm looking forward to that. But as far as last night's game, man, I gotta tell you, the team is just like super resilient right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, when you when you thought that Hart was kind of underperforming for this season, when the team needs him the most, yo, Hart has stepped up. Hart has stepped up. I mean, it's like, yo, it could have been a case like he's like the most disappointing rotation player of the season, him or Grimes. You know what I mean? But you kind of expect more from Hart just because he had such an impact last year. Even though I personally felt like he was still doing some of the little things to make a difference. Now, right now, though, when the teams needed him, he stepped up. DiVincenzo was looking like, yo, the Knicks got the two best deals in free agency 2 years in a row. I
Di
mean,
DiVincenzo looking like a splash cousin.
he's looking like a splash cuzzo.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he
I mean, Steve Kerr said, "Yo, you guys are getting one." So he did say that, in the off season. So, I mean, he stepped up. One thing that Coach Tibbs said, his confidence is high, and if he feels it, he lets it go. And you would think for a defensive minded type of coach that Tibbs is, you kind of be surprised that he has that gunslinger offensive mentality. We're just letting it fire. But he's like, nah, Dante, don't hesitate. And I think that's low key a message to Grimes. Low key, I think that's a message to Grimes and Deuce and other players that don't have the confidence level yet of a Dante. So yeah, man, my boy iHeart proving he's the best center on this team and doing what he do. You know, uh, you know what I mean. Listen, it's it's a team that I felt like that could beat the Knicks last night. You know, Utah has some pretty good players. Now, granted, a couple of them are kind of young, whatever, but I mean, Kessler is definitely a solid shot blocker, defensive player. Sexton is tough. Marketing is pretty good. So I definitely thought that they could give the Knicks, the business, especially on a back to back. I know they were coming off a long streak themselves, so a long road streak. So road trip, I should say, not a
Mhm.
road streak. So yeah, it was kind of like, yeah, not looking good for the Jazz, not looking good for the Knicks. So I felt like this game could have really gone in either way. But yeah, I'm just happy to see the resiliency and guys like Precious stepping up, Hart stepping up. Even Grimes had a decent game last night. So I mean, what more could you really ask for? I
Yeah,
mean,
I
Randall
know.
goes down, Randall goes down, and you're 2-0. So
OG too.
eh,
OG out too. Both
oh,
those
OG,
games.
out. So in my mind, I was kind of conceding both of these games. I ain't gonna hold you. So to me, this is like playing with house money right now for the next couple of games. And yeah, I mean, you got to figure based on the forecast, Randall's going to miss 12 to 14 games. So I'm like, all right, yo, if you go win 5 games, maybe 6 games, keep it close to 500 and don't have to bring him back too early, then I can live with that. You probably could more or less stay where we are. But yeah, I mean, two in a row, a big win last night.
I tell you one thing, man. I ain't trying to stay where we are, bro. Now you see where we are. We in
Oh,
sole possession of the third seed. Or we like 2 games out of second,
2 games behind Milwaukee.
and I think that is very reachable. They got the toughest schedule of any team remaining schedule, Milwaukee does. You know what I mean? Like the defense hasn't faltered. Granted the competition, but in these two games without OG, the defense hasn't faltered. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we had to alter our game or alter our game plan to win these games. We stuck with what we've been doing during this new year, like you said, 14 and
Two
2. You know what I mean?
hottest team in the league.
Hottest month since 94. Like best team in the league by far when statistical, when you break down these categories. Man, I'm looking for more, and I think we could reach it. I think we could reach it. I'm I I'm hoping that the Knicks don't necessarily be passive right now because of
You're talking
what
about like a trade, right?
I am. I
That
am.
that's what I said on the call last week. You remember that?
I do. I
That
do.
that was my only fear. Like the team's playing too good. You'd be like, oh, I don't want to
That's,
break it, so I don't want to touch it, and I want to keep my, in the words of Fulio, want to keep the cap flexibility.
I feel like if they see a move that kind of completes us now, they got to pull the trigger
Honestly,
and go for that 2 seed. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think the 1 seed is reachable at this particular moment. You know what
right.
I mean? But the second seed looks very achievable.
My only concern is the like, granted, we got two good wins without Randall and without OG. I'm expecting OG to hopefully come back tonight. I didn't see the injury report for tonight yet.
Or
So,
tomorrow.
oh, right, for tomorrow. So yes, I'm hoping OG comes back tomorrow. But that being said, another 10 to 12 games minimum without Randall, like I'm not gonna just say, hey, listen, we won two without him and OG, like we're good. Like I'm not gonna say that. And with only really one power forward, which is Precious, and Sims is the backup center. Nice move last night. I'm just not convinced that it's enough. You feel me? Like, yeah. Vinny was on the check-in last night. Yo, I would say to myself, yo, is this guy tweaking? Like, what is he doing right now? Like, what did he have before the show? Well, I don't want to digress. So I'm just like, right now, I don't know if the team. I kind of feel like we need a big. Like I feel like we need a big. Like Sarek is cheap. He's only at 2 million. That probably is not going to cost more than you know Flynn and a 2 second round pick.
Yeah, they have to. It's not enough time. It's not enough time. I would love that move because I think it would help. It would be a nice little addition. But Golden State is not giving up on a season before the trade deadline, and that's their only big.
Nah, they got that rookie Davis Jackson or Jackson
Oh,
Davis.
yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, that's
He like Sarek doesn't. He's
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
He's
He's
not a
not a
starter.
starter. He's not a starter. I mean, but that's their only reserve big.
Yeah,
Is so
nah.
now they
They
gotta
can
live in
they can have Simmons. They can have
Sim.
Sims. They can have Sims. Sims in the second round pick. 2 second round picks if they need it.
Hmm, that actually will work. That's interesting.
I mean, he's only getting paid 2 million, and his contract is up this year. So it's really nothing. You like him, you want to re-sign him, amazing, great. But
That is interesting.
I just what I don't want to do is I don't want to see this team go another 10, 12 games and be shortchanged with bigs. And instead of let's say another 12 games, instead of going like 8-4 or 7-5, we end up going like 4-8 or 3-9 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And as much as Deuce has been impressive, I'm still not convinced with Deuce as the backup point guard. And another 12 games without another backup or playing OG at power forward, like, listen, if you got to do it in a small increment, for a game or two. All right, cool. You give a guy a game off. That's one thing, but I mean, we're being optimistic. Randall's coming back 12, 14 games, but we don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, let's get somebody else in here.
I mean, it makes sense for the depth. It keeps Precious at the four, you know what I mean, and less at the five. Um, he's definitely gonna bring more to the table than Sims is at this point.
Definitely.
I can't really argue against it, other than the fact that I like Sims, you know what I mean. But it definitely upgrades at the position and gives us you know what I mean, somebody who can contribute a little bit more right now. Um,
Nah,
Interesting. I'm gonna keep that one in mind, and you know what I mean, do some research on it. Double back on that one. Yeah,
hey,
you've been saying that for a while. I just
uh, all,
I didn't
all,
think they would give up
all I know
that
is
depth over there.
Golden State is 12th with 20 wins and 24 losses. I mean, they're only a game and a half out of the 10th spot. But I mean, at some point, you know, you gotta throw it in. They don't have any players. Like, who are they gonna trade to get anything? Like
I
Draymond,
think. I
Draymond,
mean, e-
Draymond's contract cannot be traded.
even if they don't trade, I think they're gonna still try to turn the season around. You know what I mean? Like that.
Or
That's
they're gonna just with what they got. They just gonna
yeah.
just
With what they got. Like
buckle down.
they are playing better. You know what I mean? So I can't. It's not like they getting smacked out there. They losing down the stretch as of recently. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Right now they're the 12th seed. They're 4.5 out of the 8th seed. So basically they're playing for ninth or 10th. Could they beat the Lakers, the Jazz, or the Rockets? I guess so. It's amazing how meaningless the in-season tournament was.
Is that a transition? That might be a perfect transition into this Brunson Haliburton showdown that we're about to witness. I do want to say one last thing about last night's game though. Did you happen to see you know I like to frequent the post games of the opposing team as well. You know what I
Lose.
mean? We're trying to implement that into the losers lounges as well if time permits. But Will Hardy, you know what I mean, who he's one of those guys that I actually really enjoy listening to post game anyway. So I might start just listening to some random post games, even when it's not the Knicks, because I like the way he speaks as a coach. I think he's going to be a real solid coach. He was a front runner behind Tibbs when we was doing our coaching search.
Wow.
So
I
so
didn't know. I didn't realize that.
yeah, they said he what did he say they were blown away by his interview. And then listening to him post game, I could see why. But anyway, comments on Isaiah Hartenstein. He's like, I don't live in the media, and he's like, I don't know how much he's talked about, but watching him on film, you know what I mean, scouting the games, he's unbelievable. He's everywhere. You know what I mean, and he's just giving iHeart his props as far as like what breaking down a game film. He's one of those guys that stood out. He's one of those guys that was on the scouting report for his team. Make sure you boxing him out. Make sure what I mean. And he highlighted how iHeart affects the game, especially with the rebounding. You know what I mean, taking up two bodies. Even if he don't get the rebound, he's preventing two guys from getting it. You know what I mean, tipping the ball out when he can't get it and things of that nature. So just one of those things I wanted to highlight. I know you president of the Isaiah Hartenstein Hive, so I thought
Well,
that you would
14,
like.
14 points, one block, two steals, two assists, 12 boards, seven offensive, 2 of 2 from the line, 6 of 10 from the field. I mean, man,
Yeah,
man.
he's balling. He's balling. I ain't gonna front, but we not pitting them against Mitch right now. We're not doing that. We need Mitch back, you know, in that second unit, the- and completing this roster. Hopefully
So
he gets back.
I know we said we were coming off the game, but there was one other thing in the game. Yo, listen, I always like this guy Sexton, and yeah, they were talking about him last night. Yo, how this guy plays, real tough, real aggressive, all in your face. He's talking crazy to Brunson at the beginning of the game, and chat, 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 chat. And they got the fans in the game. Yo, sometimes I'm like, yo, the Knicks fans at the games are a little too bougie for me. Like we don't have as much of the New York City representation. It's a little Hollywood, if you will. So
It's changing.
but I kind of felt like, yo, the crowd picked up on it kind of quickly, and then every time he started touching the ball, they started booing him, and Brunson obviously, that's another thing. Like low key, Brunson is not really like backing down from nobody, and yeah, I'm starting to see him a little more chitty chatter on the court, letting people know like, yo, you can't hold me, you can't guard me, y'all better do something. So that's another thing that I picked up in the game on both sides. With Brunson loving that energy.
He loves that. He loves it.
Yeah, like he's here for all the smoke more than I realized. I just thought he was kind of like more like a Kawhi Leonard, here for the smoke, just gonna do it low key. But nah, he's here for it all the way. And I've definitely had my eye on Sexton as a potential quickly replacement. So as I text you last night, I like his aggressiveness and the way he's playing, and I wouldn't mind a little bit of what he was doing last night on his team. He brought it out of Brunson, but kind of Sexton kind of always plays with that chip on his shoulder. So, and he would be like some great instant offense off the bench. He could more or less do what Quickly was doing, probably a little less of a salary than what Quickly's going to get paid in the offseason, and maybe 2 less years because his contract's already in motion. So, yeah, I wouldn't be upset at a deal for Sexton right now. So that's another sidebar from last night's game. Definitely looking at him as a potential.
And it felt like he was auditioning, right?
Yo,
Like that was part of our discussion. Like,
yo,
he,
MSG, y'all see me out here working, talking crazy. That's what y'all like, right? I'm out here. This y'all see me doing it. Yeah.
oh, shout out to J Tap, always tapping in. Appreciate you, bro. Um, so yeah, let's talk about this matchup: Haliburton versus Brunson, Brunson versus Haliburton. This thing been heavy on my mind all year. I mean, from before the year started, I've mentioned it a few times. They had that battle in the Olympics, right? You know, the Olympics started and or FIBA started, and Brunson was the talk of the town, Captain America, right? He was showing out. By the end, Halliburton was getting all the shine. Halliburton was finishing the games. Granted, I think if we medaled out, the spotlight of that would have been a lot bigger. But the fact that we didn't medal out, it kind of got swept under the rug. But I remember, what I mean, and then transition into the season. Halliburton, he kind of dominated that game against us. You know what I mean? Brunson didn't play horribly, but it wasn't a Brunson game.
Yeah.
And here comes the next one. It's coming up. I feel like it's a revenge game for us.
Halliburton was 8 for 17 from the field, 2 of 10 from three. He had 22 points. He had
20.
23 assists.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Ever since that game, um, Brunson has upped his assists. I don't know if you noticed, but right after that game,
I don't know
you know what I
about
mean?
that game. I know that Brunson's upped his assists since Quickly and RJ have left.
No, that's a fact too. But since that game, I think he had his first 10
Nah,
assists.
he didn't have his first double digit assist game until after this
You
year.
sure?
until 2020. They made a note
Then,
of it.
then it was definitely 9 because I know his assists like I noted it 2 games after. It was back to back games. He had good assist numbers. I'm well, you looking it up or no?
Yeah,
But they head to head, they played 9 games, I think, against each other in their career. Yeah, 9 games. Halliburton's only averaging 13.7, 9 assists, 3 rebounds.
yeah.
Brunson, on the other hand, 21 points,
The games in Indiana is what really count though, because he was
4 assists,
playing
two
some off the
rebounds.
bench. He was playing some off the bench on the other team.
That's true. But the numbers are the numbers. This is a matchup that I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? I think they both should have been starters. You know what I mean? I don't think Brunson should have necessarily started over Haliburton, but I think he should have started with them.
So you said he should have started over Dame. That's what you said.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Yo, listen, I of course you're going for your hometown guy, so I'm gonna say Brunson, but it's really hard to be mad at the number 2 seed and to be the closer that Dame is, and to basically have the same stats, if not better, in some categories over Brunson. So it's hard to really be upset at that.
I mean, that's just my feeling. I feel like he's had a better year. He's been a more vital piece, and yeah, I think he should start it. And I do blame that on
The Knicks fans.
Knicks fans, but also the fact that it's a popularity contest, and let's be honest, people who aren't Knicks fans don't watch enough Knicks games to see who Brunson is.
Yeah, and like I always say, to be a superstar means you have to do something and play in a manner that the casual fan or someone who's not a fan knows who you are. You know what I mean? Like if you're not a boxing fan, but you knock somebody out in the first round in 30 seconds and you're Mike Tyson, and it's like and
You're gonna get the clip.
you're gonna get that clip, but it's gonna stand out so much that even the person that's not a fan is
Mhm.
gonna get looped in. You know what I mean? And basketball is like that. Like either you have to uh be strong and jump as high and be an athletic anomaly like Zion. You have to be able to shoot from half court like Steph and or Dame. You have to have the leaping ability of a Jordan or a Kobe. You have to have the physique of a Wemby, and
I'll tell you when.
and
um,
unfortunately Brunson doesn't have anything until he wins. Then winning would be the chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? But until he wins, his style of play, his look, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing that reeks superstar off of Brunson. This is what it is.
I'll tell you. I mean,
Until he wins.
I'll tell you what he does have, right? And that's footwork, and that footwork
Footwork,
will
footwork, footwork is not getting a non-basketball fan excited.
I mean, okay, good point.
That,
Good
that,
point.
and that,
But I would argue the only thing that is getting a non basketball fan excited is more the athleticism, and like I don't think the Dames,
oh, the Steph Currys of the world. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry.
but
Yo,
with oh,
he's little and he can shoot from mad far, and it makes you think that you could be Steph Curry and you could be in the
but
NBA.
I feel like Brunson is gonna have that same type of effect because of his stature, because of his size. So now and his lack of athleticism. So to me, he fits right in that same mold as the Curry to a lesser extent, but the Dames You know what I mean? What it is though, Dame had theatrics, right? You got Dame time. You know what I mean? Wait till Brunson's joint catch on. You know what I mean? Wait till the footwork and dropping people or you know what I mean, little man amongst the trees.
Right.
Wait till it picks up.
Now, if he does that footwork, right, and the legendary play with Curry against CP3, and CP3 does the breakdance move on him. Now, if Brunson's footwork led to several plays like that, then those would be highlights. So it can't only just be the footwork. It has to be
No. But that's what I'm saying. He has those type of plays. The problem is we just now getting into the spotlight. We just now getting into the like we winning national televised games. For
right.
years we haven't been doing that. You know what I mean? Like I
So
feel like he's on his way.
it's so now, all right, cool. Get to the playoffs, do it in the playoffs, do it in the semifinals, get to the conference finals, do it against Dame, do it against Drew Holiday, do it against, the teams and the players where it's gonna be like, oh wow, did you see that? And now those highlight reels start playing, they become memes, and then you become a superstar.
But I think it starts tomorrow. Do it against Haliburton.
Do it against Haliburton.
You know what I mean? Because he killed us
Do
last
it
game.
against Haliburton
He
because
picked us apart.
and he's also an all-star starter.
Yes.
So do it
Yeah.
against him. Do it against him.
Because now it'll get talked about.
Oh yeah, I mean Brunson should have been a starter anyway. You saw what he did to him, and that's how you raise your star power, But
And then
I'm excited. I'm excited.
yeah. This is
Win,
gonna be.
win or lose, win or lose. I'm looking forward to the Brunson Haliburton, barn burner.
Oh, there's no lose.
Hey, listen. Sometimes
There's no lose.
Sometimes
We going for
sometimes you gotta
9.
send a message though. Sometimes you gotta send a message. And if Brunson can send a message to Halliburton and we could slow him down and all of that, but if we don't win the game, I could kind of take sending him a message
What
and
do you think?
getting Brunson some of that spotlight that he needs.
What do you think of Halliburton's comments about the 65 games? Because potentially, I think he missed 13 games so far. So I
Sorry to
think
hear that.
you know what I mean. I think he's got like 3 before he missed out on All NBA, missed out on
Sorry to hear that.
40 million.
Sorry to hear that. Of all the rule changes, that this is one that I'm so on board with. It's like, how can you get these accolades if you're not playing the games? Like, part of getting these awards should be that you actually are playing. Like, I always was a believer in that. I'm come from baseball, so and baseball you always had to have X number of at bats to qualify for the batting title. You understand? So, like, I come from that school with baseball. You can't get the batting title if you didn't get 300 at bats or whatever the number was. I forget what the number was, but I think it was 300 at one point. So I always been a fan of minimums, and if he doesn't qualify, too bad.
I want to highlight another comment too. But negative, Brunson is not exactly like Steph. No, I didn't say exactly. Not
It's
at all.
exciting like
I,
stuff.
I was referring to little guard that makes players or makes the average fan feel like, oh, I could do that. You know what I mean? Like I could or a young kid who's not gonna be 6'5" say, oh, I can make it in this league. That's
But I,
the reference I was.
but I think that the chat is saying that, or Jamal in the chat is saying, not exactly like, but not exciting like.
Yeah.
And no, footwork is not exciting. Like, the only way that footwork becomes exciting
Is
is
when you
when,
drop somebody.
no, is not when you drop somebody, is when you drop somebody's consistently. It has to be like, oh, that's a thing, yo. His footwork be just, his footwork be leaving him crazy. And it's like, now you're going to the game looking for that footwork to cause somebody to do the CP3. Now you're going to the game. And to me, for me as a fan of anything, I don't care if it's music, sports, if I'm going to the game, to the movie, to the show to see you, it's because you're the superstar and you're going to do something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Like I love Brunson. Like I was a hard nosed player, so I love Brunson for the team and what he does to win. But when you talk about superstars, like a superstar does something that the average and the non fan says, "Yo, so and so is coming to town. We got to go to the game to see him because he's gonna fly from the foul line. He's gonna dunk on four people. He's
He's
gonna
also
five
he's also a
shots."
bucket though. He's also a bucket. You know what I mean? So
That's
so
that's
so
that's
30
not
so
that's not
30 dropping 30 ain't enough. Let me
nah.
go see this dude drop 30.
Dropping 30 is it's not what you do, is how you do it.
Mm.
And in addition to that, from a marketing perspective, like he don't have a look or a swag that's like you could put him on a poster or you could put him on a billboard and like he doesn't
No,
ooze superstar. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't.
you know who you sound like?
He looks like a hard nosed player that's a role player, but obviously he plays much better than that.
You know who you sound like?
I don't want to. I don't want to guess.
Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, Gilbert said the same thing.
To a certain extent, yes. But to me it's like when he said it, I know he clearly is not watching us. He's not watching the Knicks. He's not watching Brunson. You know what I mean? Because his argument, and it wasn't necessarily directed towards Brunson, but when he mentioned, oh, the Knicks need a star and they need to go get Jalen Green, and that was
Oh,
the
I
first
think
name.
I
That
think
was
I
the
did
first.
see. I think I did see that.
That was the first name he mentioned. But part of his argument and us needing to get Jalen Green, like most of it wasn't about his basketball talent and his skills. It was about him being a show in similar to what you're saying. You know what I mean? A highlight, but it was also about his marketability. You know what I mean? It starts talking about uh
It
young,
matters.
handsome.
It,
I don't think it
until
does.
you until you win, it's gonna matter. Until you win, it's going to matter because
Okay, I
because
see what you're
because you
saying.
because you could not win and still have an attraction. You know what I mean? And
I see what you're saying, but
like
to
like
me, the focus point is the winning part. You know what I mean? So I don't care if we
for
got
diehard fans, yes, but to quote unquote average fans and non fans, which is what you identify with when you talk about a person being a superstar. To me, this is like a, a classic example I always refer to, right? Fight the Power with PE. I love Chuck D, right? But the average rap fan is enthralled by
hmm
and Flavor Flav. And the Flavor Flav, the character and that charisma of Flavor Flav pulls in the fans that are not PE fans for the excitement of Flavor Flav. And then guess what? You get the
get the
message.
message. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so even if it's not Brunson, the team still needs somebody, even if it's a Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? Like somebody with the wild tattoos and they're crazy, the color hair. Like there has to be a show in addition to the business to make this a total package. Until you win. Now, if you become a winning team and you're boring and you win, then you won. So then everybody can focus on, well, this is a winning team that does it the business way. But until then, you gotta have an attraction, I think.
As speaking from a not you being, but speaking from the perspective of a non Knicks fan.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I mean I understand that. Like I'm not disputing that part. For us to get the notoriety, the cachet, the extra fan base, the you know what I mean. I don't care about those people. You know what I mean? I don't care about the bandwagon fan. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, if you're gonna talk trash about the Knicks, know what you're talking about. If you're gonna reference the Knicks, don't reference the Knicks and Bruises era. Reference what we doing right now. You know what I mean?
2024.
And
14 and 2. 14 and 2. Talk about
that's the part. That's the part that you know what I mean, gets me upset. You know what I mean? Again, back to the Gilbert Arenas thing, not turning it into this, but I was almost gonna do a show quite a few times because I am a fan of his show.
right.
But when he starts digging and poking at the Knicks and referencing all the turmoil, you know what I mean, all the things that made Knicks and Bruises a actual thing, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, we not even there no more. You can't reference that no more. Reference this era. Reference Leon Rose, Tom
Last,
Thibodeau,
last
you know what I
generation.
mean? Brunson, Randall, you know what I mean? Reference what we doing right now. So my bad. I
No,
went on a little tantrum. Let
all
me
right,
shout
all right.
out
We doing it.
Paris Duggar. Vanilla Jordan has arrived. He's he's on his way to
That's Dante.
yeah, I know.
The Michael Jordan of Delaware. Hello.
Let's go. Let's go.
Duggar.
Vanilla Jordan. Are we rocking with that one? With the
I,
nickname?
I ain't jacking that. I ain't jacking that. I mean, white chocolate's already taken. That would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
They calling him the big ragu.
I'm not a big fan of it, but
No, I'm not a big fan of the big ragu either. Right now, he's just, he might be D3. You know what I mean? He
I
might be
mean,
he might be D3.
if we're gonna keep the vanilla Jordan, let's break it down to VJ. And we know what it means. I just don't like throwing Jordan out there. You know what I mean?
Nah,
As a comparison to anybody, to me that's like a
nah, you can't do it.
it's a jinx. If you think about all the baby Jordans and the yeah, I mean, anytime you get Jordan attached to to, to your name, you
Yeah,
start falling.
yeah. We don't want him to turn into Harold Miner. We
And
saw how
that's
that.
what I'm
We saw
talking
how
about.
that baby. We saw how that baby Jordan turned out.
I appreciate you, Parrish. Always said it's a Nixon Knight says it's a crazy bandwagon. The bandwagon is full, man. The is no more room. No more room for bandwagon fans.
Yeah. Now my boy, got a tagline said, "Don't bandwagon later." You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yep.
bandwagon later. You
Yep.
know, team's looking good.
Um, I don't know anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here. I'm doing another show tonight. This
I'm
was
still,
just a
I'm
quick
still, I'm,
preview.
I'm still looking. I'm still looking at trades, man. We did our mid-season grades, and we did the bench players more or less, but we didn't do the rest of the
You know
line.
what? Let's finish it real quick. I mean, we just had the starters left, right?
Right.
I mean, we could breeze through that real quick.
Yeah. I
Um,
think I made some notes on that too.
no, no. Did, did we did we include Hartenstein in a bench, or did we solidify him, and do we still have to do iHeart?
No, we didn't include iHeart.
Okay, all right. So we got the current bench as it stands.
We did the current bench.
No, I mean we have left the current starters as they stand.
Correct.
All right, yeah. I mean, you could start with iHeart. That's your guy. I
I mean,
mean, how
prior
can you?
prior to Mitch going down, I would have gave him a B. He was doing what was expected. He wasn't overachieving, but he wasn't underachieving either. Like I thought he was very solid. He was probably playing a little above average for his role, but I wouldn't consider him having been reaching overachieving status. But since he's been in the starting lineup, obviously, he's been lights out. Like he's been an A since he's been starting. So, um, I know it's kind of a few games past the midpoint, but I'd have to give iHeart an A on the season thus far. I mean, so many people thought when Mitch went down that the team was going to falter. You guys thought that Mitch was so amazing,
He is.
and you thought that he was doing so incredible that there's no way the team could survive without the performance that he was giving the team.
That's not true. My worry was who replaces what iHeart was doing when iHeart is starting. That was my worry. I had no worry in iHeart or his ability.
Well, I didn't mention any worry about iHeart and his ability. I mentioned the worry that without Mitch, that the team wouldn't be able to sustain what we were doing, and actually the team got better. But I'm not going to drag that. Y'all see the games. Y'all watch the games. Your eyes not broke. Y'all see what's going on out there, with or without OG. Y'all see what's going on out there.
And I've also argued that the defense got better. It did get better before OG got here. It just OG was. I mean, he solidified everything. But you're right. But don't discount Mitch, man, and what he did.
No, I mean he did what he did. He did what Mitch does. He gets some offensive rebounds. He was leading the steals for centers. But listen, you saw that move that Sims did last night.
Oh
Yo,
yes, I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention that. Don't come on, don't. Let's talk about Sims. Don't compare him to Mitch.
of course I'm going to compare him to Mitch.
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not doing that. We that
But
was a nice ass move.
without comparing Sims to anyone else, what I will say is it's nice that a person gets a rebound and doesn't have to wait for a play to be called for them and have to say, "Oh, well, they don't call me
It's
the
a
play.
read.
They don't give me
It
the ball." You
was a
got
read.
the ball, and what did you do? You got the ball and you made a play. That's what basketball players do. Salute to you, Sims. And you showed other players in the league, wherever team they play on, that this is what you do when you get an offensive rebound. You don't throw it out to Randall and Brunson every time. You figure it out. Yo, that move was wicked. That move was wicked.
It was a nice
Wicked,
read. Nice read.
wicked.
The
Yo,
game tells you what to do.
and what's crazy is I saw the play in my head, but I was like,
Nah,
oh,
he ain't
nah,
gonna
he's
do
not gonna do that. And then he did it. Yo, I couldn't believe it. It was wild to watch it. But salute to Sims. He's a little erratic, but man, when he make a play, he make a play. Big move for Sims.
Oh shoot! No doubt. What grade you give? I forgot.
I'll
You
get
said would have been a B, but
I gotta give him an A.
even A.
I give him an A.
See, I'm giving him an A plus. I think he was solid when Mitch was here. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Definitely close games at times. You know what I mean? Like when we needed him to step up, he's always stepped up. I wasn't worried about him stepping up in Mitch's absence. I was worried about who replaces him. I was also worried about how many minutes does he have to play. And my biggest concern was, can he stay out of foul trouble to be able to play the minutes we're gonna need him to play? And he's done everything, everything
You can
that
ask.
I was concerned of. You know what I
Yo,
mean? And more.
he definitely fouls.
He does. but he's but
he
he fouled out one game this year, right?
I don't know. I don't know. He definitely gets his hacks in though. I ain't mad at that though. For the most part, he usually makes them count. So I'm happy with that. You're gonna foul, like, knock him down. So he's definitely good for that.
All right. I just got Stafford. He said this guy's hating on Mitch and Ranrock. Salute to Ranrock.
This guy who? Say his name. This
There's
guy
no way
who?
this is better than Mitch. He ain't say that, but you know what I mean. You know.
No. I'm not saying Sims is better than Mitch, but you saw the play. You saw the play, and you ain't never seen Mitch do a play like that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yes, we have. Yes, we have. We have.
Okay.
It's very rare, but we have.
Okay. All right.
Um, let's go down. Did we? I guess we're gonna do Randall, right?
Yeah.
Um, injury aside, obviously, I'm gonna give him an A as well,
Okay.
and I'm basing it off of where he started
Oh.
and the climb he made, right? Because I ain't gonna front to start the year.
It looked real bad.
It looked real bad, and then the post and the memes was so annoying, yo. Like you know what I mean? Like after 3 games, nobody has shot this worse. You know what I mean? Like after 5 games, I, I was like every game they was just giving you an update on how bad Randall was compared to the NBA history. You know what I mean? Like literally
They
the
not.
same thing they did with the playoff stats. They was doing that to start this year for the first like 6 games, I think, maybe 9. I
Yep.
think 6. And to me, it was disgusting. It was really disgusting because I ain't gonna call nobody out, but it was coming from Knick fans. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like
Low key is Knicks fans that do not like Randall, and they loved the idea of Obi Toppin, and the success of Randall just gets their panties in a bunch. That's what it is. And Randall failing gets gets them cheering. Actually, there's some fans that it's kind of like you be in a relationship, and you rather argue and be right instead of just making some peace. Like, there's people that wanted Randall to fail so bad and wanted Obi to take that spot so much that they have to still cheer when Randall does bad, because they got it. They got the hate stuck in their gut. They can't let it go. It's like agita. You,
Adjective.
you need a Pepto Bismol or something like that on Randall. You guys got to get past it. He's done 2 All-NBAs. He was at All-Star, you know, level before, going out for the season. 46 games. Even after that horrific start, still managing 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 47% from the field. With that historically low field goal percentage after the first 7, 8 games, he still managed to get up to now at 47% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
His 3 point
And that
percentage is not great. He's at 31 from three, but he's actually shooting less threes, which is also something I can respect and appreciate. So I'm gonna give Randall a B plus. I still need him to get the turnovers down and to get rid of the ball faster. Instead of making the big assist, make the hockey assist, get rid of the ball faster, and do like the rest of the other players on the team where they get the ball whizzing. So,
and take a little bit of heat off of them
oh yeah,
passes.
sometimes he's definitely Brett Favre in them fastballs out there. So yes, it's a little crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna give Randall a B.
B plus, you said.
B plus. I'll give him a B plus.
No doubt, no doubt. Moving down to, I'm trying to figure out how we do this because
Mitch,
was the trade done when we did the first half?
the trade was done. That was more or less half of the season, almost. Kind of hard to give
So,
OG a grade, like a
I mean,
mid-season grade,
but we can grade him off where we are now with him.
where we already know that's A plus plus. So, I mean, he's A plus plus plus. So
He's a scholar.
yeah, now he's
He's
Dean's
a
list. Dean's list. He's on full academic scholarship right now, and he's valedictorian of the team.
no arguments there.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, I just thought about it. Like our starting lineup grade, because I'm like, yo, we about to move to DiVincenzo. Like, how can you give him anything? You know what
Less
I mean?
plus.
Less than a B plus, right?
I mean, what else? What you going to knock him for? Nah, Dante has been a revelation because you just, if you had concerns and you didn't think Grimes could get the job done, and you thought maybe quickly should start, yada yada, you know, Dante's like, nah, I got it. 36% from three. Um, I mean, oh no, that's not Dante. That's Grimes we're looking at. Pardon me. There we go. Dante. 46 from the field, 42.6% from 3-point range. 42.6 from 3-point range. Yo, he's shooting like you said, splash. He giving us splash percentages right there.
and
Uh
that's for the year.
that's for the entire
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Because I was
42.
gonna say the numbers in the starting is way up from that.
Right.
As a starter, he's like 45 from three.
So I mean he's locked. I think he's locked in that shooting guard position. And yeah, I mean, if you could get Devin Booker to come in that shooting guard, I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But Devin Booker aside at shooting guard, it's not really too many shooting guards right now. I'm looking to bring on this team to replace Dante.
And I'm not even mad with the guy who argues about, well, what is Booker gonna give you defensively compared to DiVincenzo? Like I ain't saying it, but I ain't mad at the guy who argues it. You know what I mean? I think it's a valid discussion, and the
He's,
cost and everything else. You know what I mean? Like
he's playing some good defense.
I'm just saying,
He's playing
Booker.
he's playing some really good defense, Dante.
Okay, okay,
Nah, Booker's not.
yeah.
He's scoring 70 and giving up 50. So nah, but Dante's he's clearly made Grimes expendable in the deal, and I won't be surprised to see Grimes go right now by the trade deadline.
No doubt. And obviously, Brunson has got to be anywhere in the A range, whether you want to put it at minus, plus, even. Um, I
Brunson
mean,
Brunson, Brunson gets an A. He gets an A. He's kind of weak on defense, so I can't give him an A plus. You know, if his assists were up higher, maybe he could have got an A plus.
he
But
is leading the league in charges.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
that
he's
is
doing what he can with what he has.
yeah.
um,
Yeah, we're gonna get Brunson an A though. His field goal percentage, he's still close to 50%, which is where he was at last year, just around 50%. 42% from three as well. Him and Dante both 42% from three. 83.6 from the line, 6.5 assists, almost 4 rebounds a game, just short of 1 steal a game, only 2.3 turnovers per game. So
the only knock I could have on Brunson, if I had to nitpick, uh,
I heard it.
it would be he been shaky at the line.
He been shaky at the line in the fourth quarter too, especially. Like my expectation for him is like 87, 88, 90% from the line. So this, but I understand like when you are born and the wear and tear on a day-to-day game is what it is for you, foul shots become a little bit more difficult. Get a little more help, maybe he won't be as tired. No,
Parrish Degger, appreciate the super chat. He says Nova Boys is winning pedigree. They show they're champions. Yeah.
another reason why I wouldn't be excited to replace Dante with a with a better shooting guard, there's a camaraderie and a level of being in sync that these
Mm-hmm.
guys have. That I mean, Brunson's not going to be the same guy. You bring somebody else in there.
There's a trust level there. You know what I mean? There's
This
a
instinct level out there, like everybody between him, Hart, and Dante, when those three are on the court, like they just know where they're going. Yo,
synergy.
just I'm gonna go over here. I'll be over there. I'll be coming from the back. Don't worry about it. And they do these jump passes, and I'm just like, forget about it. These guys, like, they're just insane.
And a lot of it is not it's unspoken. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, there's a whole
yeah.
lot of the unspoken.
So they know each other from the history. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. My daughter's on a college visit. She gonna call me at any moment. So I rather be prepared to walk out the door when she gives me that call. Um I'll be back tonight with Sim. So check me out tonight. Appreciate you guys for checking in tonight or this afternoon. Shuttle, always a pleasure. Thank you for reminding me we didn't finish that second half of the grades.
Oh yeah.
Any last words on you know what I mean? Anything. This next game, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Whatever it is.
I'm just looking forward to this Indiana game and putting them in their place. At this point, with Randall out, if there's any games that I would like to see the team win, it's definitely going to be wins against teams that are not far behind in the standings in the conference. So Indiana, I think Orlando's coming up soon. All these games, Philly's a couple games against Philly coming up not too long down the road.
We
These
lost my bad. We lost to the Lakers too, right? Or
Yeah,
we beat the
lost.
we lost to the all right. So yeah, I want these revenge games. So I want the Pacers get back. I want the Lakers get back. We got those two next. You said
Oh,
Orlando's
I'm,
coming up.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. Beat the Lakers
We beat
114.
the Lakers, lost to the Clippers
Lost to the Clippers, right?
after we beat the Clippers. All right, that's what I was thinking. Well, anyway, finish the Lakers off. You know what I mean? Let's sweep them. But I want our revenge games for sure. Orlando
And Indiana.
and Indiana.
Yeah. So you got
And
Indiana.
we got Boston again. So I want that one too. You know what I mean?
And
That's the
you got
truest test.
and you got Indiana twice in 10 days.
Okay, let's get them. Let's get them. These mean something right now. This
Oh,
means something right now with the standings. You know what I mean? With potential playoff matchups. You know what I mean? Let's send these messages, get these statements out. We a little bit more seasoned than them. I think we should be able to we should be the better team, even if people believe Halliburton's better than Brunson.
so this
I
is
don't.
this is the beginning of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game road trip. Is it?
For us, nah, we home.
Oh, right. So 5 game home streak, uh home record, home
Were
game.
we like 17-5 at home?
Yeah.
This is by far the best season that I've been. The 30-year mark, 30. It's easy to
Oh,
just yeah.
nah, I was outside when '94 when that team was lit. So this is definitely this is it. Like the Mellow team, like that was cool, but this team looks more like it could do something. So
Yes.
um, you know, we just got to get Randall back healthy, win as many as we can without him here. You know, just keep this home court advantage. And shout to all of the fans everywhere. And I think Tibbs acknowledged it, or maybe it was Brunson that acknowledged it. That
Home on the road.
yeah, that hearing the fans screaming "Let's go Knicks" on the road, never gets old. I think that was Brunson that said that, and and he's right. I'm watching the game and I hear the fans screaming. Yo, that's like the best part of the game.
Absolutely. And like even like Bridges' reaction to it when they asked him about it.
Oh,
Like I love that. You know what I mean? I love that. Philly fans was pissed. You know what I mean? Like, yo, how in Philly y'all making more noise? Like you might get you threatening your own safety. They like, I don't care. So yeah, the Knicks fans been turning up, man. They letting their presence be known.
salute to the fans.
I'll give them a pass on the All Star thing. Maybe we did our thing, and we need to convince the rest of the world that Brunson is him.
Well, one season at a time.
All right, I'm out of here. Shuttle, appreciate you. I'll see y'all tonight. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time.